So imagine for a second that your entire global business, everything you've built, depends on one single location. I mean, it's a total powerhouse, but it's also your single biggest weakness. Today, we're going to dive into how one company is dropping nearly 20 million bucks to solve that exact problem, and what it tells all of us about how to build a business that's actually ready for the future.
It really all comes down to this one huge question, right? A question pretty much every major company on the planet is wrestling with. In a world that's changing faster than ever, how do you build a supply chain that's not just working for you today, but is going to be solid for whatever comes tomorrow?
Now, to really get why their decision is such a big deal, we have to look at what they were trying to protect. This whole story really starts in one place, a single super advanced facility in Taiwan. This was the crown jewel.
Okay, so Anshin Tools. They're a real heavyweight. They've been in the game since 2012, just mastering the art of high-performance tools. We're talking about a global client base, shipping to 5 continents. They are the definition of quality, of reliability. This is the foundation that makes this entire strategic move so fascinating.
You know, what I love about this is that it really shows you their secret sauce. On one hand, you've got the cold, hard precision of some seriously state-of-the-art machines, and on the other, you have the human touch, that skill and attention to detail you just can't automate. It's that blend of tech and pure talent that really built their reputation.
But here's the thing, even with a foundation that strong, there was a huge risk just sitting there, right under the surface. It's the kind of quiet, creeping risk that can take down even the most successful companies if you ignore it. So let me just ask you, if you're running this massive global operation, and it all depends on this one super efficient spot, what's your single biggest point of failure? Yep, it's the oldest saying in the book, for a reason, right? Geographic concentration. You're putting all your eggs in one basket. No matter how great that basket is, it's a massive vulnerability. Think about it. One geopolitical crisis, one natural disaster, one shipping nightmare, and your entire operation could just grind to a halt.
And this right here, this is their answer. They're not waiting for a disaster to happen. They're getting ahead of it. They put a plan in motion to strategically shift production of their most popular stuff, their high-volume products, from their main hub in Taiwan to a brand new facility in Vietnam. This is a classic +1 strategy that we're seeing all over Asia right now. It's all about future-proofing.
Okay, so how do you actually pull off a move like that? It takes more than just a good plan on a whiteboard, right? It takes a massive commitment, and in this case, a very, very big number.
$18.6 million. Just let that sink in for a second. This is not some tiny little expansion. This is a fundamental all-in bet on their future, and they are backing it up with some serious cash.
And this breaks down exactly how they're putting that money to work. It's a 4-part strategy. You've got the massive investment, that $18.6 million. That money funds the strategic expansion into the new plant in Vietnam for their high-frequency tools. But at the same time, they're actually enhancing quality back in Taiwan. It all fits together to create a real readiness for growth. Every single dollar has a job to do.
All right, so let's see how this plan goes from paper to reality. We're about to see how a huge investment gets turned into an actual world-class manufacturing hub.
And this is where it all starts. A 10,000 square meter blank canvas in Vietnam. Just a huge, empty space, totally ready to be transformed into a cutting-edge production facility. This is what that strategic leap looks like in the real world.
And the rollout, it's just a masterclass in how to do this right. They're not just dumping all the money in at once. Look at this. The investment scales up from about $10 million in April 2025 to the full $18.6 million by November. And then watch what that does to their capacity. It jumps from 1 million pieces a month to 1.6 million, and then finally to a staggering 3 million pieces a month. That's a triple up.
So, here's the billion-dollar question, right? How do you guarantee quality when you open up in a brand new place? Well, you replicate what works. It's brilliant. The new Shunfa facility in Vietnam is designed to be a mirror image of the Anshin plant in Taiwan. We are talking the exact same machinery, an identical testing lab, the same proven processes. It's like they're cloning their success.
And boom, here's the payoff. Remember that empty warehouse we just saw? Look at it now. Brand new, high-tech machinery is being installed, getting calibrated. This is that huge investment taking physical form. It's a blueprint turning into an absolute production powerhouse. And they have a hard deadline. The switch gets flipped, and mass production is officially slated to begin by the end of January 2026.
So, after all of this,
The risk analysis, the massive investment, the construction, what does it all actually add up to? Well, the result is a supply chain that is fundamentally stronger and way more resilient.
This slide just brings the whole strategy into focus perfectly. Let's just pause here for a sec. On the left, you see the upgrades happening at the original Anjun facility. Right in the center, that's the big strategic leap, the new 10,000 square meter plant in Vietnam. And then notice on the right how that phased investment directly leads to tripling their capacity to 3 million pieces. It's a total operational transformation, all laid out on one page.
And let's just land on that final number one more time. 3 million pieces per month. That's the new reality. That is the kind of scale this strategic partnership has just unlocked. It's huge.
So what's the big payoff here? Well, they've basically swapped a single point of failure for a strong multi-location footprint, which slashes their risk. They've unlocked a ton of new capacity for their most important products. And maybe most importantly, they've built a foundation that is ready for the next decade of growth, no matter what the world throws at them.
You know, what we've just walked through is a masterclass in future-proofing a business. This isn't just about making more tools. It's about building an operation that can handle the shocks of a really volatile world. And it leaves us with a pretty big question. As global supply chains keep getting more complicated, who's going to be bold enough to invest in this kind of resilience, and who's going to get left behind?